apologize for the interruption. We apologize for the interruption.
The streets. There's a nice little crevice right here. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock.
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. It's a heavy start to the day. I hope you're getting on well. Got a bit of joviality on the Luas carriage at this moment in time. We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Savage crack. Yeah, probably going to be getting off at Charlemont, and then maybe moving in and around the quadrant there, you know. Just see how it goes. Although I'm quite partial to maybe staying on for a bit of tunage here. Well, I don't know whether or not it could be dodgy. tension on the streets, and things are tough, you know.
Next stop, Harcourt. Am Chiad Stabele, Stradarcher.
It can be a tough morning as well. If you haven't had the right breakfast. If you haven't had the right breakfast or the right start to the day, you know, the morning could sneak up on you. You know? Looking forward to having a look at 4 and 5 Park Place and seeing what the furnishing is in there as well. The last day we didn't really get a chance. In fact, yesterday wasn't a great day for the Harcourt quadrant. A lot of the time was taken up on the docks and whatnot, you know, so I can feel it. The day is just about to break. The markets, the Hang Seng has been open for quite some time. I've been up for the last 3 hours, just had a massive carb-filled breakfast, and looking forward to the first bean of the day. And as you can see there, the shuttered off lane where we got thrown out the other day at a drop box. It opens up, but then there's rules that you have to play by. If you don't play by their rules, then they'll throw you out, you know. Might even stay on until the green here, just to, so we've got something to walk up towards regarding. I think Starbucks could open at 6, because I need to go early on this one. I need to grab something at 6. I don't think I can wait until 6:30. Big shout out to Andy the Fork and Digby as well. Very, very kind of you this morning. I don't know about you, but the tunes are actually quite good. They're actually quite energizing, you know. And then you just have to roll with it, embrace it, feel it, enjoy it. Just have to wipe. It's got a little bit more chill down now. It's more of a kind of a hip-hop beat. It's great having that on public transport because they don't provide a radio service or a tannoy service, so it's great. It's great when someone plays that stuff off of their phone. And there's something about the tinniness of a phone speaker which really is attuned to those high frequencies. It really brings them alive, you know. Some would say at the expense of the middles and the lows, but the middles and the lows, but I just like that high end, you know, especially with the ads in between the tunes as well. Hassle-free money transfer solution.
screen. A light here for Grafton Street Shopping District. Farishtiafma.
I just stay on an extra stop there and get off the next one, just so I've something to work towards, something to build back better towards, you know? Those high-end frequencies are really beginning to make their presence felt. There's going to be a drop. There's a bit of spin there as well. Suppose. Bit of sneezing as well. It's not to be sneezed at. I hope everything's okay. I think but yeah, the hang seng has been open for a few hours, so absolutely hammered it there. I had the Bloomberg terminal open. I had Bloomberg on the telly. I had Sky News on one, MSNBC on the other. And all the socials as well, just monitoring the situation of all the apps and stocks and trades and shares apps, and everything's going well. The portfolio is very, very secure at this stage. It is what it is at this stage, John. The Ivy is some situation, isn't it? Dawson. We might just alight at Dawson, lads. Sexy lady, don't get it on. Yeah, look, it is what it is, John, at this stage of the game. You get what you can. You get what you can, and you give what you have. The rest is the madness of art, or of arse. But there's a lot of hardship out there as well. I don't mean to besmirch anybody or anything like that. And at first I thought it was just a case of loud phone playing. But it turns out, from what I could hear there was some serious health issues going on as well. Bit of a chest vibe, and some bad scenes here as well. We've gone too far, to be honest. I actually don't like to come down this far. Usually I stick up around the coffee quadrant or octagon or ocelot, as I was informed there yesterday. We move along here. I hope you're doing okay. Anyway, it was a heavy start there, but it's an early one, John, and the day is upon us. The working day. Makes you actually sad to think there's only 4 more days left of this until forced downing of tools for the weekend. The Ivy here, I haven't been in here in quite some time. It truly is a remarkable setup. In the interior, very well lit. Great place to shoot a scene in there, some kind of soiree, upper class soiree situation. Maybe even a gangster movie or something. Gangster Blues. Original screenplay by Connor Williams, in association with Marco Pierre White. Sponsored by Carluccio's. Andy the Fork, you're saying don't let your beans be dreams. Hope the voucher turned up. It fucking didn't, man. It didn't, but you know what? I thought to myself, somebody else probably found that voucher and maybe they needed the coffee more than I did. And if they didn't, that's a treat for someone else, you know? Maybe they were having a shit day. They were having a bit of a shitzer. And then they found the voucher. We took that into the Angeler. We got a sweet little coffer. This is Molesworth Street now as we head towards government buildings. We were on the other side of there yesterday. And there's also a quick chance to check out the Masonic Lodge up here. Be careful, Conzo, says Mr. Milk. Why is that? Is everything okay? Do you know something I don't? I'm always full of care. That's a given. Marco Pierre John. It's a windy one today. Hopefully it's not crucifying the audio stream there. I have my makeshift windjammer on, but it doesn't seem to be doing the God's honest. Like, I think though, the last couple of days, you know, it's been getting out into the fucking elements, the biting cold and whatnot. We're promised, or at least we've been foretold by the weather people. The boffins had met here and I've suggested there's going to be a powerful bit of mild hitting us there tomorrow. But it seems like a long way away right now, I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you that, John. And here we have the Masonic Lodge. We'll just get a little bit of comfort in here. The Grand Lodge of Freemasons. This was actually burnt, or an arsonist gave it the go around there a couple of years ago. I think during the height of COVID madness, somebody took it upon themselves to torch the place, but it didn't burn down. Thankfully. We need good solid structures like this that tell a historical tale of the city, and also give a home to secret societies which we all know and love ourselves, you know. They've done so much for society over the years. It'd be a shame to see the Freemasons taken out of business. Let me just check there, the stream is still rolling, because when we started I think there were audio complications. But the tunes were okay, actually. Sean Paul's Get Busy was being played as we were leaving there, and I think Turned Down for What by Usher, some other crunk artist from the day, which is a great tune to get going on a Tuesday morning, you know. Thank you very much, Jackie, for the tip, and Arthur Digby's and Horses Under Starlight. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. Have a great day. I will indeed. Once I get that bean going, there's going to be no stopping me. I think I might have overdone it there yesterday, John, with the third cup. That Marion was that was one coffee too far. You know, I mean, it's even given me second thoughts about going for a double today, but once I'm on that train, it's hard to get off, you know. I don't want to press the button that says stop. So I usually just keep going. I mean, the rest of the day was grand, you know, I was wired, I was electrified. Gust cloud. Here we are, it's the hub of the government. They aren't here yet, but soon they will be. Pulling strings, telling tales, talking shop, and getting the work done as well. Putting in the hard yards. And they're well paid for it, but they do a great job too. We must pay homage to our elected representatives because they deserve it. They're putting in the hard yards when you're in bed. When I'm sleeping, they're working. Even though, and when they're sleeping, I'm working. It's a 360-degree situation, and no manned barricades. We've got a few metallic barricades here, but no guards manning them at the moment, so maybe they don't start until 6, maybe 7. We don't know, and you'd have to wonder, do they have beds inside government buildings as well? Do you know, for the late night sessions, we know there's a bar. Dáil Bar. I wonder, do they have a bar in many other countries? You know, they have seats of government in parliament houses and stuff like that in different countries. I wonder, do they have a bar in there as well? Be interesting to know. Interesting also to note the bicycle rack here, which, if you ask me, suffice. That's fine. There's no need to go arse over tit and spend a lock of cash on a fancy new bike shed, which we can't actually see. I don't think it's local.
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
I wonder... Are we still rolling? Okay, there's a bit of a drop out there. Beg your pardon. Bit of a drop box. I'd also love to know what their coffee setup is in there, you know. What are they rocking? Rancilio? Portobento? Buongiorno? Jumbanjovi? I wonder if we can see down there. No, we can't. We can't, I'm afraid. The humble crow, starting his day loud and proud, looking to the horizon, wings spread. A mating ritual, perhaps, who knows? And this must be the entrance to Dáil Éireann, and that maybe it's for Dáil Éireann. And I don't know what the back passage is round the other side and facing Marion. Maybe that's for the actual incumbents, the Taoiseach and his crew. Whereas this gate, main thoroughfare for everyone. Everyone else. Beans wide shut.
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as...
Bodega Jones. It's a fantastic name. I hope you're getting on well, Bodega. Your name is not only a Christian name for yourself, maybe you're not even Christian, but it's also the name of a shop kind of shop, I think, over in the States. A bodega. And like a mini-mart situation. Corner shop. A Londis. A Spar. And just outside the museum here of archaeology. I wonder, is this some kind of rogue display of archaeological wonderment, which has just been left tantalizingly on the stone wall exterior to invite in any comers who may be intrigued about, I don't know what that is, maybe the Arda Chalice. Could be the Arda Chalice. And there we have a crozier, a kind of gold-plated crozier. And some other stuff over there, brooch, maybe the Tara brooch. I haven't been in there. I've been in the Dead Museum, but the Archaeological Museum, that must be something quite fascinating indeed. I think I'll go in there at some stage. And there's the Tara brooch. And I don't know, I'm not too sure about this fella here. Who's this cheeky creature? Stone Man. Where was he based? Oh, where was he found? Where did he ply his trade back in the day?
We apologize for the interruption.
You have to agree. The lighting on the architecture and this dusky dawn, quite something indeed. It's beautiful, cinematic, and again, my attention is drawn not to the Tara brooch or the Ada chalice. It's to this singular leather glove with a fur-lined trim on the side as well. Look at that lighting setup down there. It's beautiful stuff.
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Shit. Just looking there, there's a guard on the fucking walkie-talkie or phone just looking at me. I mean, I'm not doing anything, it's grand. But I suppose maybe they don't like you filming, you know. But again, another case of... These are our streets, are they not? I mean, we are people of the land, and if we work... and we live and we pay our taxes and we do this, that and the other, are we not allowed to experience the city around us? I suppose everyone's on edge these days. Everyone's on edge. There's a lot, as I said there in the last couple of streams, a lot of tension on the streets, John. And it's manifesting itself in different ways. We even heard it on the Luas into town this morning as well. Even though it's another beautiful day for crushing it and really getting in, grinding out the numbers. 9 to 5 and then some. And then beyond that as well, into the night, maybe. Because the work is always there. You do realise that, John, yeah? People may come and go. Relationships, acquaintances, friends, family. But the work has always got your back. The work will never stop being there for you, you know? It's there if you want it. Just go and get it. Go and tango with it. Takes two to tango, right? Yourself and the work. A match made in heaven. Dancing with the stars. Do you know? Whether you want a boogie, you want a foxtrot, you want a tango, you want a samba, the work is there. It's got its tap dancing shoes on. and it's ready to tap. As long as you're ready to do a tap. The crunch underneath the foot of a twiglet. The bare-boned trees, the branches stripped of their leaves and foliage, crying out for a bit of sunshine. Just something to give them that fucking photosynthetic hit. That high dosage. You can start to regain their chlorophyll and chlorophylactic presence in the world. Because right now they're a shadow of their former selves, these trees. You can see, I'm not sure you can, whether or not the resolution can do it right now, but some high nests which are going to really start to come alive in the next month. This is crow season. The crows are really going to start to make their presence felt. We heard one of them there about 10 minutes ago, a solitary crow at Dáil Éireann. But you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be tons of them soon enough. And I'm just wondering what the hell that is there up in that branch. It's not a nest, and I hope it's not a tent. Somebody's tent up there. You'd have to wonder who is intent on making such a scene, but I think the flapping and the kind of movement suggests that it is just a plastic bag or a black refuse sack bin liner. As we can see there, William Cunningham, 4th Baron Plunkett, and the Archbishop of Dublin from 1884 to 1897. Thank you very much, by the way, to Sean Kivlin. I hope you're getting on well, buddy. A very good morning to you. I hope your day is replete with maximised revenue and share potential, the likes of which you haven't seen before. I mean, look at that. I think that's the Department of Finance, possibly, or Foreign Affairs. It's quite something. It's nice to start the day off with these facades, architectural splendour. Really fills you with pride and sense of achievement that isn't there yet but can be. By the end of the day, we will build our own edifice. We will build our own Department of Finance and Foreign Affairs. In some way. In some way. As we can also see there, the bus with diligent people on the way to their gigs and jobs, ready to start another absolute cracker of a Tuesday. There's nothing like a good solid Tuesday to really make you feel truly alive, and I'd love to be able to go through that gate down there, follow that car into there and go beyond that, and then see those buildings behind, you know, the illumination, intriguingly illuminated purple building over there. And then you've got that dome sitch, which I think we saw again in the reverse angle of yesterday when we were looking into the government buildings from the Merrion side. Right now we're on the wild side. Bodega Jones, thank you very much. You go by Brewdega Jones at this hour. And Gremlin, thank you very much, Mr. Gremlin. Jackie and Arthur Digby, thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. The Agriculture House, Food and Marine. And then an Indo. I wonder, is it today's? Tuesday, Feb 18th, 2025. Builders of new children's hospital want extra 853 million. Fuck off. Sorry about the language this early. Irish cow, offal, earning millions as Chinese medicine ingredients. think they're playing with fire, leaving a batch of fresh Indos here. I mean, that's high trust society kind of stuff, you know? Or is it that nobody would be arsed stealing it? I don't know. I'm not trying to besmirch the Indo or throw any shade its way. It's common knowledge that circulation figures are down year on year as people just don't bother anymore. I mean, the price point it's ridiculous, not to mention the ecological damage printing all this bloody paper does, you know? But it's a screen world right now. It's a screen world and we're living in it. As we walk past the Shelburne Hotel, the saddle room, we're seeing the side of the Shelburne, which we've seen before on the stream. They would, yeah, I know they'd have me on camera there. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. They'd have me on camera. I'm not going to steal a bloody paper. They would have me on camera, but what about someone who'd just be, you know, wasn't doing a fucking live stream and they were wrapped up in black, hooded, you know, scarved. You can't really make out who the hell it is. Then you get your Indo. There'd be no skin of somebody's nose if they really wanted to. I think there was a bit of consternation about these statues. Are they are they like shackles? I'm not sure. Nevertheless, they're still here. Marthurin Moreau, 1822 to 1912. Val d'Oz, don't know what that means. We have speculated about how amazing the fair is at number 27 Shelburne Bar. And unfortunately, the Saddle Room restaurant is closed from the 4th of Feb to the 4th of March to facilitate essential maintenance work. Some nice artwork there, I think. James Joyce and Brendan Behan. I think we're on the back of a horse. It's a lovely, lovely spot. An absolutely beautiful facade as well. I'll just go here to show you. Oops, get off the road here. You see splendulous in its conception and its execution. Nothing short of marvellous. I urge anyone to grab a drink or a meal in there at some stage, as well as maybe taking yourself down to the barber shop for a trim and snip before doing so. Thank you very much there to Nick. I hope you're getting on well and you're having a wonderful morning, and today brings you nothing but riches. Riches. And even more riches. Very kind of you. You know, it's the lighting during the nocturnal hours which sometimes brings things to a new level, a heightened sensory level as well. Just look at that. You can see that during the day, it's pretty impressive, but at night, that one strong flood hitting the side of this fella, creating a very, very striking, a moving presence. And that's the shadow as well. Just adds to the scene. Thank you very much there, Constantine or Consternation Castration, thank you. And Finley, can I get a weather update? I've been in Thailand for 2 weeks. On a serious photosynthetic high. Can't come down. I'm in my feet. Well, it's pretty chill bill. It's Chill Bill Volume 2 as well. Not as good, but still worth the watch. Just make sure you're wrapped up for it. And it's just standard, bog standard February fare, John. You know yourself. It's a real shitter. But I tell you, if it's not pissing down, then you gotta just take everything you can get and get outside for a bit, because you gotta get that noggin jogging. You have to give your head a bit of time out in the fresh air. And as I said yesterday, Dublin ranks up there with some of the cleanest air in metropolitan borough in Europe, or even in the world, I would imagine. It actually outranked at one stage there, March, I think, 2024. Dublin outranked Bern, which I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of being in. A fantastically clean city. Beautiful in its design, and the people are very respectful. There's no mess there. A wonderful plan, but that's the Swiss, you know. Nevertheless, the air quality here, very good. And I think the air quality peaks possibly around March, April here, because you do have a lot of moisture in the air, which is very beneficial to, reducing the amount of just shit in the air. That moisture will cling on to any particles and drag them down. But I think, when you get to a dry situation, then it will start. When it's hot and dry, then it will start to get bad. But I mean, you look at it compared to the likes of fucking Paris or London or any of the German metropoles in those industrial regions. We're living in a very, very fortunate place regards the air quality. I suppose the question is, does it make up for shortcomings in other areas? But I mean, look, you need to look on the bright side and remind yourself of the good things, because God knows there's enough downer buzz hitting the headlines and whatnot on a daily basis. It's hard to really switch off from it, but I mean, you have to. Once you do, if you can disconnect from it, I know it's hard. What's more, when you're in the winter, you're trapped. You're in the eye of the tiger, the eye of the storm, and very little to do. It's dark, it's wet, it's damp. So you immediately are, drawn into the veritable feast of entertainment, infotainment, news, updates, lights, colours, action, sounds. Can be hard to switch off then, but you gotta try. You gotta give it a go at least. Does you a world of good. Another beautifully lit facade. Don't know what this one is. Is it an embassy? Is it another government shebangle? I don't know. The other Jeff, thank you very much. I hope you're getting on well, bud. Don't want to get fucking done in by the guards for going up to buildings and stuff, but I mean, it's right here on the front. Could do with a little bit of a clean, could it? Yeah, look at that. Department of Further and Higher Education. Maybe could do with some further and higher cleaning activity. And look, I don't want to have a go or anything like that, but it is mucky. And look at that. I think this must be a school or something. Convent school, maybe. At those, yeah, it's Loretto College. It's a Christianic venture with stained glass behind the windows. Thanks very much there, Oisín. And Macron Show. Very kind of you. Good morning to you, and stay safe, you say. I'm keeping safe, man. I hope you're safe as well. A lot of people saying be safe. I wonder, do people associate the city with danger? You know, that's another thing as well. Again, I'm saying you need to really kind of keep an eye on your media diet, especially when these dark days are around, because you could get suckered into some right old shite. But a lot of discourse in the media at the moment about the safety, I suppose, of the city as well. I think people don't understand or grasp the levity of the situation, to be honest. You know? I think it's, if you have your wits about... The main thing is, if you know the place, and you also have your wits about you, obviously. You have to open the third eye. I'm not talking about going on an ayahuasca trip into the wilderness of the Amazonia, or wherever the hell that goes on. But just taking a step back and maintaining a bit of a panopticon view of what's going on. 360-degree analysis of the area. You know what's going on. Also, keeping a low profile as well. Keeping your head down, because every urban conurbation will have its share of, a wide gamut of characteristics and types of human. So, you draw attention to yourself, you're going to get attention. That's no question. But one thing I do like about these betwixt twilight and dawn early morning hours is that, quite a lot of people are just, they're in the scratcher. Their day hasn't started. And it's just not really top of anyone's agenda. I think people are much more amenable and forgiving and less questioning and suspicious as well on a morning. And that stretches right through, I'd say, until about 9:30. But once the genie is out the bottle, everyone's up and about, all bets are off, and the air of suspicion begins to formulate and promulgate and manifest. We were down there a few weeks ago, or last month. Went down there on a bike into a little cubby space. It was nice. It was really nice, but I can't imagine going down there now. Not now. I don't have a bike, for one, and two, it's just a bit chill. A bit too chill. I think we might really be in line for an early cup. Monsieur Starbuck could be furnishing us quite heavily with some of his or her signature bean roast. Maybe you get to use the jacks in there as well. Just to, I had a lot of water drank after the high carb breakfast before I left the gaff. But I think once that latte is into the mixing unit, we're gonna have a real clearer picture of what we're dealing with. Do you know? We must give thanks and praise to Lord Conrad. A truly remarkable beast. A fantastic hotel as well. Never really stopped to consider the different names of these buildings here. What's that? The I, Block I, the Conrad. That's us. That's where we just... and then we are here. But there's a lot of activity here. A lot of financial activity. A lot of big name players. Big brand ambassadors. You've Eversheds. Okay? The Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment. MC South Africa Biosolutions, the Ombudsman, the Info Commissioner. I'm gonna say the Commissar. We're not in Russia. Standards in Public Office Commission, Commission for Public Service Appointments, Protected Disclosures Commissioner. It's all here. Bartra Capital Property Group, Conrad, MCM Malta Premier Suites. Falco, Crawl, Lockton, the trifecta, triple threat. And then you've got the real big swinging beaners. W&W Asset Management Ireland, Investment Managers DAC, Harmonic Fund Serve, Dasher LLP, and the Ombudsman for the Defence Forces. It's a real who's who of who isn't at this place. You want to watch yourself. They don't do things by halves. Or quarters. Thank you very much there, Dr. Ben. And Ushin, how's things, you say? Not too bad, my friend. Thank you very much for your tip. And Jerry, thank you very much. Dublin is after getting seriously dangerous. Serious scrap outside the chipper the other day. Sausage got battered. And chips got assaulted. It's an absolute classic. And you spun it so well because it was conducive to the conversation I was having. So I went down that alleyway that you were putting out there, and then I felt like an absolute fool by the time I got to the punchline, but I did have a laugh. It was a good joke. It's an oldie, but it's a goldie, as they say. Goldie looking pain. I don't know, something about Monday yesterday that it felt like there was a lot more energy, a lot more spirit in the streets. But then again, we weren't around the Ocelot. The Harcourt Ocelot. I think that's what it's going to be called from now on. We were down at the Docklands and whatnot. The Harcourt Ocelot is a powerhouse. There's no doubt about it. There's no question about that. But it takes a little while to get going. And when it does, it does. It's a powerful place. It'll chew you up and spit you out. A couple here in love. A bronzer. Very, very thin kissers. And arses. Almost a kind of concave backs on these guys. It's called The Kiss by Rowan Gillespie, 1989. Powerful piece. A powerful piece indeed, John. What's warning there, Jake Butler? What's warning about? Are you warning me about something? You tell me I need to be warned. Is it a forewarning?
Is there a meaning of foreboding attached to that? Please do let me know. Spoon men. Sometimes I do look at the chat there and it's completely out of context. Or, again, I think I've gone down this road a million times. It sometimes can be a bit of a fucking strange one, trying to parse the intention or meaning behind what some people write. But I mean, then again, you got to think of it as people are just writing stuff. They're on their own little buzz whilst watching, and I'll have been on a 5 to 10 minute fucking Dreamcast reverie buzz, looking at steam coming out of fucking pipes and commenting it. And then I look, a cursory glance at the chat, and I see a warning and exclamation mark emojis and whatnot, and start to think, what's going on? Are people after me or something? Am I for the chop? Another steamer. Doing the God's honest on this Tuesday. It isn't a blues day. There's no blues to be had. Unless, of course, you are thinking about Friday getting nearer the end of earning. So you just having to think like that. I mean, if you thought like that all the time, you'd be in bits. You'd be in absolute bits. You'd be in bits and pieces. You have to just enjoy the here and now and the present for what it is. Take control. I'd love to be in that cubby box up there. I wonder, do they have a little machine for hot water, a possible coffee yoke? And then they can hoist that up to the crane, man. Up there. What about the cadenza building here? I'd love to go in there and have a little goosey gander around. Even the introductory lobby reception desk is a work of art in and of itself. Gaudi-esque. The lone security guard sits there waiting for any sort of happening to commence. A man out the morning run, getting that bread before Pat the baker has even got to the shop. I'd say Pat the baker's wheat germ is a quality loaf, and for $1.89, if you can get one of those bad boys fresh, the black wrapper, real good value for money. Real good, and you're getting your fibre in that as well. Do you know, I wasn't Pat the baker for quite some time. I was getting my loaves shipped in from Foxford, County Mayo. Real artisanal O'Hara's stuff. Behind the lines kind of baking goods, you know. Keep mum about that sort of stuff. But I was in a fix one of the days and I just said, you know what, to hell with it. Let's get a Pat the baker loaf in for today. Very, very pleasantly surprised at the taste, the texture, the quality, and again, the price point. Very good. Is that a laneway down here? It's not. There's some cars there. Hyundai. A few more cars on the road begin to light up the streets. Things are getting going. I think the first foray into a Starbuckian dreamscape is on the agenda, John. I don't usually like to go in there myself. Usually go artisanal, but nature calls, and I wouldn't mind just reevaluating and reappraising their fare. Maybe a latte. Maybe a latte. I was thinking maybe even a juice. Maybe even a juice first thing.
Maybe even a juice, John.
Maybe even a juice, John. Even you can drink juice. First thing on a Tuesday morning, John. Unbelievable. The standpipes at 4 and 5 Place are quite something. They don't even have safety caps on the side, John. They've yet to be fitted with safety caps. Unbelievable. Hyundai, the Kia Stonic. Drive your 252 Kia Stonic into the soup today. Starting at 56,997.
Dry riser inlet, core 1. We need to get on to some of the inhabitants of core 1, John. They've been taken over by the dry risers. They landed last night from planet Zogbox. They're taking over the hardcore quadrant, and they want our beans. Did you hear me, John? The dry risers want our beans.
Send them back to core 2. We have neither the room nor the capacity to deal with them, John.
Maybe a sci-fi. Another screenplay which I might adapt later on after I swing by Carluccio's for some Italian fun fare. There's nothing fun about their dishes. It's a completely serious venture. Spaghetti bolognese and carbonara. Still not open. What the fuck is going on? They need to sort their shit out here. And it left a bitter taste in the mouth is what it did. Don't mean to nitpick. I love what they're doing. We can see from here, alright. Oh yes. We can see the rock room from here. There's gonna be no telling me what I can and can't look at from here. Well and truly on public space. I'm gonna zoom right in on those 9 guitars from here. Thank you very much there, Augustus. Kevin Beijing. And old odd jobs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation. Thank you very much. Praise Conrad, you say. Maybe Conrad could be the deep. Let's workshop this, yeah. Let's get in, get a latte. Start coming up with the Ocelot quadrant or the hardcore quadrant in a kind of retro-futuristic look at what this place will be. Because imagine, we're looking at this now, 4 and 5 Park Place, the rock room at Dropbox, fucking spinning top on the ground. You can almost imagine the optimism generated now, and then we look forward into the future, maybe 50, 100, 200, 1,000 years. And this is like some kind of Fallout-esque, landscape, post-apocalyptic wasteland. And you've got hordes of savages and raiders up there. Maybe those seagulls have mutated as well and they rule the roost at the top, taking full advantage of the sky lounge that was created for the top brass. And then you've got the dry risers at the bottom, or the dry risers maybe are an intergalactic species that have managed to fucking find their way over here via Elon Musk's means. He paved the way for intergalactic, civilization out in fucking Mars, but it came back and it bit us on the ass. It opened up a big can of space worms, and each level could be the next sector, and you're getting up there, and this is only just one part of Dublin. The whole place could have its own. People like the wasteland, be like fucking New Vegas or DC in those games. Let me just switch to the Zoomertron here, guys. You know, you could still have people running a Luas, and but it's powered by like diesel or something. I haven't thought this through, but we'll go for it. Thank you very much there, Usheen, again. You're very, very kind this morning. I hope you're getting on well, Ush. Let's just get a zoomer on that rock room over there.
We apologize for the interruption.
Americano, latte, cappuccino, St. Stephen's bean, living La Bean mocha. The future. The concept of steam.
Brand new roller coaster ride.
And there we have a lovely little bit of business. We need to move our camera over here, so we're not going to be able to stabilize it, but that's stable enough. That's lovely. Is there any need for 9? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm not giving out. It's beautiful. You can imagine, lads, the drop of the box, ready to jam out at the drop of a box in there. Head honcho on congos. You got the receptionist on the maracas. A couple of fucking head developers on the acoustic. Then you have the head CEOs electrifying solos. You have the rest of the staff just going crazy. Success. Tinge of redness on the nose. Due to, oh, here we are. Lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Luas. Darby's here. Gonna just tip on into Starby's here. See what they're at.
How's it going? I've a latte, tall latte, please. No, that's it.
First one. 9713.
9713. Thank you.
We apologize for the interruption.
Serious money has been made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop. Get a good look at the rock room. Now it's time to harness the power of the working week.
Fantastic car.
Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit.
Americano, latte, cappuccino.
St. Stephen's Bean. Living La Bean Mocha. The future.
The concept of steam.
Brand new roller coaster ride.
Francesco Higinardo, big swinging bean.
Back a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario.
A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. It's all about the Chinese market at the moment.
Getting a bit tiresome, I understand.
The big cheeses, big wigs.
It's not great. That's French jiggery bogery. Yap stam.
You and I will probably dream about.
There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here.
There's a lovely spider web up there.
Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open.
I think I've done a lot for the Badgers.
Thankless sort of stuff.
Never off the clock.
Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place.
Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. Wayflyer, Azimuth, Dropbox.
And look at that Dropbox. Have their own barista machine there.
A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine.
We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now.
It's so energizing to see. First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp.
You snooze, you lose.
Courtesy of Zambrero.
The taste of success. The tinge of redness on the nose. Due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone.
I'd love to know what your take on it is.
What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Luas. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane, and there we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. No, the industry is back up and running again. Serious money has been made. This is Sparta.
Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop.
Get a good look at the rock room. Now it's time to harness the power of the working week.
Fantastic car.
Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit.
Americano, latte, cappuccino. St. Stephen's Bean.
Living La Bean Mocha.
The future.
The concept of steam.
Brand new roller coaster ride.
Francesco Higinardo, big swinging bean.
Back a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario.
A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. It's all about the Chinese market at the moment.
Getting a bit tiresome, I understand.
The big cheeses, big wigs.
It's not great. That's French jiggery bogery. Yap stam.
You and I will probably dream about.
There's a lot of tension in the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here.
There's a lovely spider web up there.
Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open.
I think I've done a lot for the Badgers.
Thankless sort of stuff.
Never off the clock.
Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place.
Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. Wayflyer, Azimuth, Dropbox.
And look at that Dropbox. Have their own barista machine there.
A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine.
We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now.
It's so energizing to see. First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp.
You snooze, you lose.
Courtesy of Zambrero.
tinge of redness on the nose due to... And here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Need to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Luas. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane, and there we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. No, the industry is back up and running again. Serious money has been made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop, so we can get a good look at the rock room. Now it's time to harness the power of the working week. Fantastic car. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Americano, latte, cappuccino. St. Stephen's bean. Living Labina mocha. The future. The concept of steam. Brand new roller coaster ride. Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bean. Back a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. It's all about the Chinese market at the moment. Getting a bit tiresome, I understand. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Yap stam. You and I would probably dream about. There's a lot of tension in the streets. There's a nice little crevice right here. There's a lovely spider web up there. Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open. I think I've done a lot for the Badgers. Thankless sort of stuff. Never off the clock. Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Oh look, the furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it. Wayflyer, Azimuth, Dropbox. And look at that Dropbox, have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see. First 2 slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp. You snooze, you lose. Apologies there, guys. That was unprecedented. I was only nipping in there for it. I'm not gonna. I won't have. I shouldn't have to discuss it. I won't. It's not. It's not appropriate. I mean, usually those kind of situations occur post-being. But I think maybe what happened was I got a whiff of the roast, and then it was game over. From that moment on, my fate was sealed. But I will say this: their bathroom facilities are fantastic and very, very clean. Very clean. Get a little spoon. I need to get a stir. Clean as a whistle, yeah, Sean. Thoughts on the lad in the 3 advert who says, "I'm just saying, how are you?" to his dad. I think is that a radio advert?
think I've heard it. Is it one of those kind of touching, fraught father-son relationships, and it's the son just saying, "How are you?" And it's kind of fellas need to talk. Fellas need to talk to each other is the message. Leo loves a stream for those who wake up early in the morning. I try to prop the phone up inside one of these. I'm using that as a phone propper upper. That's not working. So you've just got this angle looking up my nose. Which I apologize for. In Chicago, getting ready for bed, but now I'm craving a cup of that cold brewed bean. I don't know what to say, buddy. I mean, if you're in bed and you still want that bean, it's a bad situation. I think you need to get your beans lined up in a row and vanquished before noon song. Anything later than noon song or past 3 and you're dealing with a situation where getting the right amount of sleep could become a problem. I'm not trying to preach or anything like that, you know. I'm not trying to tell you how to do your business. Let's see here. Do some great world music inside Starbucks. I don't know what language this is, but it's fantastic. Lovely stuff. That's it. It's great. It's a latte. It tastes great. Look, I can't deny it. I know I've poo-pooed their beans in the past. But that's fantastic. It tastes great. Checking up on the latest news here. So let me just test something out here. I wonder if you can see this and if it works well. If I put a web browser on the screen. One moment there. Browser. It doesn't work.
Stand proud. Look to the Starbucks horizon. Chocolate starfish, thank you very much. And biscotti, thank you very much as well. Very, very kind of you. First bean of the day. Just unwinding from the night shift to your bean stream, Connor. I'm afraid it's the decaf for me at the moment. Your thoughts on the night owls of this world doing the God's honest? Look, I think I've done a lot for the night owls. I really do. I think I've done a lot for owls. I've done a lot for shift work. And those of you who are keeping the wheels greased and the machine turning and running while all of us are safe in our beds, tucked away, sleeping, catching Zeds. My heart goes out to you, and I commend your spirit, and you're the salt of the earth. You're the reason we are who we are. And we back brave. You know that. I think you're brave. I think you're very brave. And I think you're very brave to talk about it like this in a public forum on this stream. And I really commend you. I really commend you. Thank you, Connor, for doing what you've done. No problem. Look, it means a lot to you. You can bet your bottom dollar. It means a hell of a lot to me. Okay? I'm not in Chicago anymore. I got tired of the activity around my apartment in my early 30s, says Sean. There's a nice Turkish vibe to the music, and that's what I like about Starbucks. It's a real nice, cozy, warm, inviting atmosphere. There's the world music going as well. There's a bit of consternation about supporting Starbucks because of their alignment with the Israeli regime. And I don't know what to say. I mean, it was open and I needed the jacks, you know. But you can't beat good world music and a fine selection of world beans as well. Was the jacks clean? I don't know if you heard me when I came back, Mr. Man, but I remarked upon it. It was, you could eat your dinner in there. Not that I'd ever want to do that. There's actually no bathroom I'd ever want to start eating my dinner in, no matter how clean. But this was brilliant. And you know it's going to be a great operation when they've got a lock security code on the door as well. That's to keep out any chancers who might be going in there, you know, in the past to jack up smack gear. But nowadays, I don't know, maybe it could even just be a respite from the outside world. I'm not sure there's much going on in the smack world. If there's much activity as there used to be, you know, 10 years ago. But it's great that they're keeping that place, the jacks, in Starbucks under a coded lock. It just ensures maintenance and upkeep. They're doing it for a reason, and it's going to stay in a certain shape, you know. Have you ever laughed before, Michael? I think I might have laughed just there before coming into the Starbucks. I was laughing into a standpipe, like, like pipe, and then I had the microphone and the camera in the pipe as well. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I think the camera is there. I keep looking here because I'm seeing my face, which is there. What we can do here with this to try and spice things up. Maybe a bit of censorship there. So we talked to a man who we managed to get testimony from a customer about the jacks. He said he wanted his privacy protected. Yeah, the jacks were fantastic, man. Clean as a whistle. I'd definitely eat my dinner inside there if that was a thing, but it's not, and I never would do that anyway, you know. And can you change my voice as well? Is that okay? I don't think there is a thing for that. Mouth. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Got a bit Tommy Shrug there. Just take that off. It's actually jarring. Pretty jarring, to be honest. Yeah, it's a great coffee. It's great coffee. It's great ambience. Brilliant tunes. Lovely mood. I have to give it, I'd say, 7 out of 10. For this. Did you see McGahern presenting the IFTAs? I didn't. I only heard about it yesterday. Fair play to him. He's doing well. He's in there with the big wigs. Fair fucks. I didn't see the IFTAs, but I'll have to catch up on it. I believe Cillian Murphy and Kneecap were involved. But I mean, I'm actually ripping, to be honest, that I didn't get asked to attend. Usually, I can't even put down the phone. But for some reason, I think they must have lost my number or something, you know. It's time to get down to your local Mercedes dealership and ask about your attendance at the IFTAs 2025. Is it better than Pellegrino? I don't think so. But if you're asking me to compare coffee with water, I mean, you're just not gonna get a great comparison, right? That's just not gonna be. You're not gonna get a great answer. I mean, what are you gonna derive from that? Do you actually have a job? Asked Joseph. I don't stop working, buddy. I don't stop working. Never off the clock. To be honest with you. What don't I do? Look, I don't want to bore you with the details. But let's just say these coffee mornings are an absolute godsend before heading into I'm heading to the front lines. I'm fighting fires every day. Metaphorically, of course, and literally some days. Double job. But yeah, it's all go. And I just want to say thanks so much for joining us on these, because you do need moment or moments of respite in today's crucifying schedule. I know that you do as well. I'm handling puts and calls all while stirring the latte. I have another screen on the go here. I've got a Slack channel enabled. Salesforce is ready to rock. Teams, TeamSpeak. And it doesn't end. Does not fucking end. Hoping. A bit of a chuckle there. I'm hoping that, what with the advancements in biotech and the integration of generative AI models, that some of the legwork and donkey work that's going on behind getting some of the Neuralink activity up and running, will just increase that speed, and then sooner or later I won't need any other exterior monitors or clunky peripherals or anything like that, and maybe just have some kind of diode implanted into the back of my skull, or even your bog standard Neuralink chip grafted into the base layer of my skull. Rig that up to a fucking GUI, which presents an image on my eyeball. It's surgically ambitious stuff, but I think it's around the corner. It's going to happen sooner or later. It'll just eradicate the need for phones, for screens, for anything, and all work will just be done in-house operative, and maybe a USB port, in my pants or just out the back or something. Just plug it into your pocket. You can hook up. You could have a USB. You could have different outs. Maybe something that goes to an exterior GPU, just to really, really ramp up the processing going on inside your body, and just be a fully engaged, 110%, 24/7, non-stop LinkedIn man. You're linked in. You're plugged in. You're ready to go. You're ready to rock. You're in the matrix, the mainframe. You are the mainframe, Because at the moment it's crude, and it's unbecoming having to carry around these devices. It also alienates you from the rest of the world, because you're cordoning yourself off with the devices. Once it's finally integrated and man and machine are enmeshed in a kind of cyberpunk bliss, all work will just be transient in nature and be done around the clock. There will be no off time as well. You can just do work the whole time. Do your vocal cords ever swell up? Can't say I've ever had that problem, Samantha. I hope that your vocal cords are okay. Sounds like you might have some experience or something. I might be bringing back bad memories or something. I don't know. But yeah, look, screens are crass, and we need to look beyond the horizon and look towards a brighter future. Zendesk, we saw what the situation was there with Zendesk yesterday. They're at the coalface of multi-level creativity and tech. These aren't my words, these are the words of real movers and shakers in the chat. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we wake up, the better, Interestingly enough, I did a little look online for the mascots of Zendesk, and would you believe it? That little Einstein dude and the bear and a little goat fella cropped up. They're all part and parcel of the Salesforce team, and I just think it's kind of people who are still in the world of like Funko Pops and toys and stuff like that, you know. I get it, look, they've got a young workforce and whatnot in Salesforce. They're appealing to a new generation of up-and-coming go-getters, yuppies, and they have to have fun, friendly, funky-looking graphic design choices and mascots as well to boot. So that's that. If you could only choose one, would you go with a Tesla or a Mercedes? I don't need to answer that, you know exactly what I'd say. Baby squid. Little Einstein dude and the goat fella. You know, they're young, but they have vital things to say. Is right, Kieran. That's finished. Mercedes Beans is an interesting concept and idea. A coffee bean shaped Mercedes. I mean, I've seen that kind of thing going on before. A Mercedes coffee bus. Or a coffee dock on wheels. A mobile coffee dock. That's shaped like a massive bean. Flip up the hood and it's a Mercedes. I think that's a fucking great idea. I really do. Who came up with that one? Bodega Jones again. Unbelievable stuff. You're really hitting the top marks today. You're definitely on a winner today, Bodega Jones. Right, best truck up, get moving.
Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it?
Great to get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads, go further, build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Luas. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane. There we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. No, the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside the rock room at the drop. So we can get a good look at the rock room. Now it's time to harness the power of the working week.
Fantastic car.
Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit.
Americano latte cappuccino.
St. Stephen's Bean. Living La Beana Mocha.
The future. The concept of steam.
Brand new roller coaster ride.
Francesco Higinardo. Big swinging bee.
Whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario.
A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. It's all about the Chinese market at the moment.
Getting a bit tiresome, I understand.
Big cheeses, big wigs.
It's not great. That's French jiggery pokery. Yap, stop.
You and I will probably dream about it.
There's a lot of tension in the streets. There's a nice little crevice right here.
There's a lovely spider web up there.
Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee shop to open.
I think I've done a lot for the Badgers.
Thankless sort of stuff.
Never off the clock.
Very excited about 4 and 5 Park Place. Oh look, they're furnishing in 4 and 5 Park Place. They've started furnishing it with Wayflyer, Azimuth, Flapbox, a Look at that Dropbox, have their own barista machine there. A Rancilio 5000. It's a sweet machine. We're looking at Ireland's engine room right now. It's so energizing to see. First two slats are bone dry. Bizarrely, the middle slat seems to be damp. You snooze, you lose. Courtesy of Sam Barrero. Taste of success. Tinge of redness on the nose. Here we are. Live are on. It's all about the skull. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it? Let's get out early and see the industry in full swing. The hard hat lads. Go further. Build smarter. We're living in a great age. The age of the Luas. Another beautiful morning. The Harcourt Ocelot quadrant of coffee. And more work diligently being done up there. The construction of the building. It's coming along nicely. It's taking shape. Love to be able to get on site with the lads and just survey the scene and ask about what's going where, who's doing what, and when's it all going to come to fruition. But I wouldn't be allowed. You need to have the correct gear, attire, safe pass, the whole 9 yards. Look at this. It's a 783 coming in hot and strong from Dublin Airport. Arrivals on the latest red eye have just come through. We can get a look here at this operation. It's still insane to be able to see. Look at that. Heavy load. It's a fantastic day. Another great one. Any day that isn't pissing rain is a good day for me. I hope you're feeling truly energized yourselves. Check out this motorbike. I'm not much of a motorbike man or a petrol head myself, but look at this. It's a Honda. I don't know if it's meant to be an amazing model or anything, but I like the livery and the colour on it. Constant bit rate. Lovely stuff. Maybe we can get inside the car for a look. I don't know who makes the better motorbikes, sport motorbikes, the Italians or the Japanese. I hear a lot about the Kawasaki Ninja, but you also hear a lot about the Aspria as well. Faustino Aspria. Somebody knows there, it's a CBR Fireblade 1000 RR. And the lights are on at Dropbox. We even get another quick glimpse at their around the side of the Rancilio. And look at that. That's got 3 LCD displays on the front panel, cranking out maximum beanage at a premium as well, or a beanium. And then they've even got a plug and play in the corner, just for people who aren't as adventurous. And that's for later, I suppose. Still another half hour until the Ivy Gardens are open. I believe the Stevens Green opens at 7:30. I take a bike, only they're all gone. Thank you very much, Niles, Fraser Niles. Martin, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Three Park Place. Check that bad boy monitor out up there. It's curved. I'd say that's a 32-inch minimum. Put a bit of pep into the step there. After that initial coffee blast. It's a shame just to not let that energy find an outlet. And also it does increase the pace, throws a little bit of pace into the stream, getting from A to B without the need or necessity for the bike. Very interested in stress testing the gear as well. As I said yesterday, time was lost due to circumstances with cables coming out of the box and whatnot. Now a more streamlined wireless situation is upon us. Just interested to see how it goes, really, you know. I mean, obviously you could take time to test this out off of stream, but there's something about getting your wits about you whilst live, trying to fight fires and come up with resolutions and solutions in the heat of the moment. It's a bit of XP for the next time you do go live and something shit happens. You don't panic, you switch into gear. Interesting coffee dock over there. Mr. Magpie. Never noticed it before. There's still a few establishments that I haven't visited in and around this area. As you know, I tend not to leave the quadrant, the octant, too much. But I'd be intrigued see what Mr. Magpie has for sale. One for sorrow, two for joy. Very dark and blue and gloomy green this time of day. Not a lot of people stopping to take in the atmosphere or anything like that. It's purely a means to an end for a lot of people. It's just get to where you want to go and get there fast, you know, cut through the park. But an impressive display of seagulls, pigeons, and really is an ornithological cornucopia over here at the moment. We'll see this in just a second. Real seagull town. Thank you very much for the tip there, Wanty. I require meditation for my deep tech, large-scale unicorn exit from the agenic AI sector. Are you interested? Look, it sounds like a proposition would require a lot of forethought and consideration. We're circling the wagons. We're getting in touch with all the seagulls and kittiwakes in the area. We're going to run it by them. See if it ruffles any feathers. I'll get back to you. But I can't move forward without considering my ornithological brethren. You do understand that. They took me in under their wing. And we can't afford to fucking soil their plumage with a real, a business endeavor that wasn't considered. get close to these birds here and go in for the zoom, but I'm not sure whether or not we can go on the grass. I mean, during the summer, plenty of people on the grass. There's no sign that says you can't. Maybe it's just a winter thing, nobody goes on it, you know?
We apologize for the interruption. We're
It's all about the Chinese market at the moment. Getting a bit tiresome, I understand. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French jiggery-bogery. Yap stam. You and I will probably dream about it. There's a lot of tension on the streets. This is a nice little crevice right here. There's a lovely spider web up there.
Not much to do when you're waiting for the coffee.
Another day, another dollar for these guys, I suppose. They're doing their bit. Up at the crack of arse. Getting done what needs to be done. Not a bother on them either. I wonder can we get closer to the action. Problem is, the closer I get, the more they move away. Check these lads out on the grassy knoll over here. Very tetchy, they're very aware. Sami seagull. Seagulls on the green. February 18. Do you know what I mean? Seagull on the green. And there we go, the dispersal. Magical, majestic. Magisterial wing spannage. Beautiful scene. Seagull on the green.
Tinge of redness on the nose. Due to, oh, here we are. The lights are on. It's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further?
Never leave revenue on the table. Very desolate and dark at the moment. I think this is unfortunately the core. You want it to be nice. You want things to start turning around weather-wise, but you know there's going to be another storm coming, or we're at least due another storm or two before the end of March, the beginning of April. So we're now in one of those calm moments, weeks, maybe days before. It's not meant to be nice tomorrow. It's meant to get a bit nasty. I've been reliably informed that in the west of the country, they're dealing with rain and hardship as we speak. I think in the east we kind of get away a little bit well compared to them. They get an awful doings. They see a monumental amount of rain. Truly is wild and befitting of the moniker, the Wild Atlantic Way. It's a lovely little hut. Never really stopped to consider that hut. And a Chinese-y in a way. Japanesey. It's very, very dark, isn't it? A dog. Thank you very much. Some bean funds for the €7 capos. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. I hope you're having a powerful Tuesday. And that the grey sky and dimly lit surroundings aren't putting a dampener or a dimmer on your day. A few mallards nestled away there in amongst the tree line. Beautiful stuff. How's it going, guys? Great to see you. What was that? Some noise. It's a different species over here. Might need to get the zoomatron out so you can see it. I don't know if you heard that though. We came across a bird like that not so long ago. Somebody had an identification on it. I don't think I even have to zoom on it, but you heard the noise it made. And in the background, it's got a red beak. In the background there's a solitary magpie. But who's this guy in the foreground right now? Let's just see if we can zoomatron on him. And let's have a little look and see what he's about, yeah? Let's see what he has to say. That's French jiggery pokery. Yap stam. You and I will probably dream about. There's a lot of tension in the streets. Love to get a bit of light on the guy. Maybe even go in a little bit closer. Red beak, yellow stem legs. Looks like a miniature chicken in his shape and movement. And they're out there getting the worms. The early bird getting the worms. Giaconmo. Someone's saying coots. Great movement on him. Beautiful stature. Look at him. Do you know what I mean when I say chicken? Oh yeah. Bit of a spring in his step. And then into the pond. Boom. You don't think the microphone picked up the noise, but he made a little squeaky sound akin to that of a clown's nose when you squeeze a clown's nose. I wish we had a good microphone for it. It's a very nice little sound. It's a beautiful little squeak. Incredible creatures, aren't they? They've managed to evolve to the point of what they are, and they're still here doing the God's honest. And those magpies, look at that black and white ducks. Or do magpies swim? I've never seen that before. Black and white ducks. Wow. They're coming towards us, John. One's gone under. Another one has. And they're back up. They're bobbing for chips. Beautiful plumage. Frisian. 2 of them. And their mate, who isn't the same colour. I think I've done a lot for the mallards, to be honest. I don't like to sing and dance about it or blow my trumpet or anything, but I think I've done a lot for these guys. And hopefully I can get a little bit closer and zoom in on the beak, because their beaks are white as well. Don't go away. Stay. We're very interested in what you have to do and say. That's it. That's the shot there. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. They're just designed to cruise on the surface of the water. And as you can see, duck and dive and swim and swoop. Fantastic stuff. And what's that one over there? Look. Got another one. It's like red. It's got a bit of red on it. And clear. It's kind of like, I've never seen that plumage before. It's got the shape contours, kind of like very easy to grip onto. Looks almost like it's empty in it, inside it. You can see through inside. Now it's spinning around. What a beautiful bird. Beautiful shape on it. And a red kind of label on it. It's rare that you see something like that, a bird like that has a red label on it. Look at these guys causing a bit of grief. Beautiful. Grief givers. What are you on about, you seagulls? Thought I'd give a bit of back chat there to the seagulls. You'll love it. You'll love to see it. I think I might need to get around the other side. Swinging bean. Whack a few daylight corrected lights up there, but also have the option to switch around to a more tungsten based scenario. A lot of the hardball gets played inside there. It's all about the Chinese market at the moment. Getting a bit tiresome, I understand. The big cheeses, big wigs. It's not great. That's French. How's that? Like a runoff for the main pond. But it's nice, I really have to say. I didn't expect this at all. And I think it's a perfect antidote to the hustle and bustle of the coffee quadrant. But, you know, we still got another hour, maybe, before the real meat and potatoes of the day's work begin. So it's fantastic just to get out into this and appreciate what nature has to offer. A little slice of nature in the middle of the busy city. And to see such gravitas with the way in which those birds operate kind of gives you an idea of maybe how you should go about business during the day-to-day proceedings as well. Implement their strategy, you know. Act with grace, composure. Be the bird that you want to be. Be the bird you see in the park. There's the two guys again. Seagull and the fellow with the kind of chicken stature. Demeanor. Someone was saying it's a coot. I can't verify it, unfortunately. It's the black and white crew I want to see more of. Thank you very much for the tip there, Drinesy. Formula One Manager is free on Epic Store until Friday. Not sure if it's worth checking out. The thing with the managerial games, those strategy games, there seems to be a lot of just looking at stats, number crunching, and it's not really, there's not much action going on the screen, so it leaves, I don't think it's that great for the viewer. And also there's a lot of just analysing stats, numbers, and, you know, spreadsheets, data, and that takes a bit of processing power in the noggin. You gotta get the noggin jogging, John. Doesn't really leave me much time or leeway to do anything else or to make any observations, you know, unless it just purely is I'm going through the motions and just saying everything I'm seeing and every thought process. But I just don't know how sustainable that is. Thanks very much for the tip, though. And Chris D, thank you very much. Don't know how sustainable that is. Good morning, Connor. Thanks as always for the continuing inspiration. I can't sit down there, it's too wet. I thought it was going to be a real Tuesday blues day. I said earlier on it wasn't. But now it couldn't be further from the truth. Getting the meeting requests out good and early. Spread the cheer. Good stuff. And hope your meetings are powerful and don't go on too long, you know. You don't want to tire people out. And don't have too many of them either. I mean, look at these magpies. One of them, two of them. Two for sorrow. Three for a girl. Sorry, one for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl. I saw a fourth magger going that way. Fourth for a boy. Five for silver. But there's a mallard with a lovely white chest over here. I'm just going to stand inside this gazebo and see if we can get the zoomatron on that. It's not really a gazebo, I don't know what you call it. But yet again, I'm hearing that the ducks and whatnot have just fucked off. Beautiful scene, though. Let's get that shot. Let's get that shot, John. Get that one in the can. Can use that as B-roll for something or other. Just a load of ducks floating away towards the bridge, and a swan in the background as well.
We apologize for the interruption.
Working week. Fantastic car. Check that bad boy out. Office barista unit. Americano, latte, cappuccino. St. Stephen's bean. Living la bean. It's a very dreamy scene. Big massive swan and a rake of mallards just trying to catch up with it. As a solitary human crosses the bridge of destiny, stops to take in the magnificent radiance of the swan. Tripod would be perfect, but you can't ask for everything. You just have to take the moments you're given and enjoy them as they are. Let's see if we can get a bit closer here to these guys. There's a few other shady customers here. I'm gonna try and get out their way. They're not moving, they seem to be fixed and ready. And isn't this something here? The grace and elegance of the swan, John. It's making a noise as well, I think. It's getting close. It won't kick off. It's going under. Sensational stuff. It's quintessential. What's this guy over here, look? What the hell is that lad? He's a dark kind of guy. Is that a heron? It's not a heron. It's got like the head of a heron, but it's not big enough to be a heron. What is it? It's fast. It's very fast. Look at that. That's something. This guy's still doing the God's honest, aren't you? That's it. You'll get lucky at some stage if you keep at it. Here's his friend, look. Coming towards us at pace. It's on a mission. The Swan Center. Wrath Mines. It'll blow your wrath mind, John. Whoa, we just missed an absolute aquaplane. Check out these mallards, John. Get a load of this. There's a lot of consternation in the bird world at the moment. We've seen it. It's ornithologically speaking, it's chaos. Total chaos. Look at the fucking plumage on that. It warrants attention. It's in a mood. It's got a bit of a mood on it. It's got a cob on. Lovely stuff. It's going fast. How low can you go? What's that? Fucking hell, look at that! Out of nowhere! Oh, that's a dreamer. That's a collector's edition. I've been after that one for a while and it just came out of nowhere, and here's his friend, look. Unbelievable. Straight down the hatch. The swans are getting miffed, these guys are taking the attention out. Look at him underneath, look. Black and white. Ah. Submersible. Those guys are electric. Really happy to have seen those guys, to be honest. They're new on my checklist. I think that could be a brethren, but it's just its plumage hasn't reached or developed the colors of its mates. Dáil Éireann. Where do we go here? I don't know, I'm getting too carried away. Living in a great age. The age of the Luas. And the age of the crane. Feel the power of the crane, and there we go, he's swinging, he's moving. Beautiful cranes. Know that the industry is back up and running again. Serious money is being made. This is Sparta. Let's go and see what's going on inside. Unbelievable scenes. Custard creams. Living the dream. You know what I mean. Thank you very much, Evan Kelly, for the tip. That was fantastic. Did anybody get an ID on those black and white creatures? I can't see. They had like penguin-esque colour about them, but they looked like mallards. Tufted ducks. Tufted duck confirmed. Thanks very much, lads. Okay, there we go. I suppose it's a first for everything, you know. Might check out the magpie. Is it called Mr. Magpie? Interesting that we saw the magpie whilst discussing maybe the potential of going for a Mr. Magpie branded beverage. I think I'm gonna have another latte, John, before getting off. It's been very, very serene. To be honest with you, today, Tuesday, it's gonna be a power ball. Once the clock strikes 9, it's ready, get into the office by the latest 9:30. And start turbo piling the work. Just wading through. Get on the waders and start fucking churning your way through the work. But before that, it really is nice to get a bit of this time in. It's excellent. Look at the hunched shoulders on that lad. Hunchback of Stephen's Green. Punchy. the head honcho. Honchiro. Remember, it can't all be go, go, go. Use each day wisely and make sure that you're running on your best by keeping your engine full and your machine well oiled. That's to say, you can't be a tiger in the boardroom unless you've lived as a sea lion in the municipal park. I just kind of imagine sea lions just having a very kind of nice, relaxing life. Just the shape of them, you know? Very kind of roly, flappy lads, you know? They're flabulous. A lot of fat on them. Keeps them nice, keeps them warm. And they've got interesting dog-like faces as well. And dogs, as we all know, just they enjoy a bit of downtime. And that's the sound of a nice little mini machine doing the God's honest on the grass. It's got a great shape on it. I tell you, it'd be a nice, rewarding and satisfying feeling of going around of a morning in that yoke. I wonder, is it keeping the grass trimmed? You'd think it wouldn't really need doing in February, but the grass does grow, and I suppose these lawns are very well tended and all year round. They've got the best, only the best nutrients gone into the soil to keep it looking good. So it's going to grow. Any chance it will, it will. Good morning, Flambag and 9mm Jill. It's not my emote. I'm robbing that from Thomasine J. Schlug and Son. Not sure he has a son. Oh yeah, I think he does. I don't really know him, to be honest. He's a good guy though. Thanks very much for the tip. And also to Niall. Very, very kind of you, sir. Sir Niall. Story Conzo. YouTube has been a pain in the arse with notifications. Have the bell clicked and set to all. Got no notification for this stream. Do you or anyone in the chat know anything about this? I don't. I really don't. I need to get onto my admin, shadowy admin figure who may have to do something to the channel. I don't know. I don't know. It's never been great. I've always had a lot of complaints about what's going on with the stream and how come there's no notifications. To be honest, I just glaze over when it comes to all that sort of YouTube crack and the ins and outs of notifications and bell clicking and liking and sharing and subscribing and stuff. All I know is that if I go live, then hopefully, just hopefully, people will tune in. I can't really do any more than that. I don't know what else to do. And having it trying to put the word out in other places, it's just, you're adding more. It's getting in the way, John. There's work to be done. Things to be said, streams to be had. You know, the humble magpie needs not worry itself about such trivialities and frivolous barriers to the day. It just goes out and it does what it needs to be done. And the life of a municipal gardener is beginning to appeal to me, you know. I think you'd need to have the resume that has legitimate green-fingered experience and concerns, botanic and horticulturalistic tendencies necessary in order to garner the best glorification of this beautiful photosynthetic cornucopia we've been blessed with here in the heart of the city. And it's just like, as soon as you're out, you're back in. Look at that beautiful concrete and glass office. Spreadsheets, monitors, boardrooms, targets, bar charts, pie charts, flow charts, graphs, hiring, firing, perspiring. Makes you proud. Breathe it in. Breathe it all in. It might not be here for long, John. Long John Silver, a harmy hearties. We sail the seven seas of finance, sales, accountancy, tech. Whatever fucking blows your whistle. It's a Tuesday. Get yourself over to Mr. Magpie and ask him for the finest sorrow. Won't be long until Joy and the boys come round for tea and toast. Sorry, bud. Just walked into a fella there as I was saying my piece. Aircap House. Bloody hell, Kiki Stockhammer, thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Very, very nice. We have some corporate boo-boo boys in this week for an audit. Any tips for how to deal with these roadblockers and SPs, and explain simply this is how business gets done. Love to your father and uncle. Look, it was...
We apologize for the interruption. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties and are working to resolve the issue as quickly as
is approach the day with a magnanimous perseverance, the likes of which we haven't seen since the tufted duck first raised its head above the waterline of the Stephen's Green Pond. Channel your inner tufted duck and be the magpie you want to see in the world. It's time to become... We want to be Mr. Magpie, right? Not Mr. Magoo. That's what I was telling the lads at AirCap yesterday afternoon. Let's get in here and get a coffee right now. How's it going? Are you well?
How are you? You look like Harry Cavill.
Thanks very much. Can I have a flat white, please? Thank you. And pay the card?
Yes.
Lovely stuff.
I'm going to ask your name, but
Yes.
for the order.
Connor.
Connor. Okay, I was about to put Henry.
Thank you very much. Right, wait outside.
If you don't mind.
Yeah. The SPs are taking over, John. It's only a matter of time. They've got QR codes on lampposts, the whole 9 yards. We're going totally AirCap on this. I need you to believe me when I say it's us and the Orgones versus the SPs, or the non-SPs. Mobile, I didn't know they were still going. I've been on GoMo for 5 years now, so I'm not sure whether or not that... I always thought GoMo was the same as 48, obviously not. I remember at one stage 48 was marketed towards, I think it was students, and I felt like a bit of a bad arse availing of their service. And I was working in multiple offices at the time. Student days long gone, long behind me. Now I think it's an everyman service. It's an everyman tariff. Seriously thinking about getting involved in the Scientological setup of Ireland, because they have a church out somewhere, I think just outside Dublin, maybe Kildare, and it looks good. It looks like a great building, and the people are very well dressed. The technical grammars. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if the stream is still going. Smug Life. Gomo is on Air Network and 48 is on 3. It's in Furhouse, says Ian's World. I wonder if we could take a jaunt out there at some stage. Would we be welcome? Would they give us time of day? Would they give us credence? Or would that be a waste of time? What was the idea behind the Feel Smug ad? I'm not sure. It doesn't really scan well for me, I'm afraid. I don't want to be associated with being smug. I just want to pay my mobile phone plan at a competitive rate. But I suppose the fact that you're getting away with such a competitively priced tariff makes you feel smug, and then it goes on to say feel smug, so you just feel smug. I think, you know, we can overthink these things. Just waiting at Mr. Magpie here for our coffee. It's a nice little bijou venture on the corner of Stephen's Green, and it's a great name as well because you see plenty of them inside the green. And it's coffee number 2 for the day. 8:30. About to get busy. The pace is picking up around the town. There's a lot of buzz about the town at the moment. A lot of footfall, a lot of traffic, and the excitement. You can feel the excitement palpably in the air as the day is about to get underway. I don't know about you, but I think it's going to be a powerful Tuesday. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lovely stuff. Check it out, Mr. Magpie. I'm liking their setup. I never even knew they existed until 10 minutes ago. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot, John. That's cracking. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's brilliant. Need to get on to... Gonna have to let the lads at AirCap know about this. I suppose they already do know. They're very lucky to have that on their doorstep. Beautiful stuff. Very frothy, very milky. Not too milky. Great taste, great roast. Not burnt toast. No need for sugar, no need for any extra whistles or bells. That's nice stuff. It's great. It's fantastic. It's Mr. Magpie. Mr. Magpie. I love it. I love when we come across something new like that, and it just picks you up, smacks you around the face, and says, "Get the fuck on with you. Here's your coffee." Although that isn't the way in which it was served. They were very nice. They made a great little coffee very quickly. They said, "You look like some fella called Henry." There was nice banter. They were well dressed. Their little shirts that they were wearing had magpies on them, little tiny magpies. And the fella that gave us the coffee had an absolutely splendid, which is a brand new word I've coined, splendid moustache. It was one of those crazy jobs that goes in a curly loop at either side. And, you know, you have to really respect that. The time spent at that. Because it frames the face. Great stuff, John. Lovely stuff. I'd love to know what you think of it yourself. You know, get yourself into Magpie. Tell me how you feel. What's your take on it? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Yourselves. Still rolling anyway, thank God. Thank you very much to Kiki Stockhammer and none other than Aaron. Very, very kind of you, buddy. I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday. And enjoy it today. Enjoy it if you've got the weather. If you're on the eastern seaboard, just maybe try and get out at least for a bit, because it's gonna start to chuck it down in the next few days, I think. Big shout out to our brethren on the west coast, the rugged wild Atlantic, who unfortunately are bearing the brunt of nature's bad mood today. But don't worry, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Spring will soon be sprung, and this will be but a distant memory, you know. Great stuff. Great stuff. I think, I like this particular Caucasian building over here. Or maybe the raw brutalism of Deloitte as a final parting shot. I'm torn between it. You have the raw brutalism of Deloitte, the more nouveau Arthur Cox over there, classic Georgian over there. You really are spoiled for choice, and then the National Concert Hall. But Hatch Street is a great little spot to wind it in. Well, thanks very much, guys. It's been a lovely morning, a nice little ramble. It's been a little bit more chillaxed than yesterday's Monday. Monday's always a big one, you know. It really is. The gloves come off. But today, no need for gloves or a hat. It's that mild. So please do try and get out and enjoy it. And if you can, tip on into the Magpie Boys. 2 of them. But there's no sorrow to be had. It's all joy. We'll talk to you later. Good luck.
We apologize for the interruption.
Redness on the nose due to... Oh, and here we are. The lights are on. And it's all about the scone. I'd love to know what your take on it is. What's your take on it? Is it all that? Or do we need to change the game even further? Never leave revenue on the table. Ever. No need to get your feet out. What's your take on it?